Hi, everybody. I'm Liz Fanlow, and I am the owner of a global makeup, hair, and skincare business. But I'm also a former technology and finance executive, having spent 16 years in that arena, the last 8 of which were in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I was a vice president of product development and product technology at Charles Schwab. But unfortunately, I had the proverbial burnout and left finance. But I had the fortune to make the proverbial pivot, and I went into the beauty arena, and I've loved it for the last 10 years. You know, I wake up every morning, and from a business perspective, I think about how can I help my clients and friends and family look and feel their very best. And that's really my passion and my purpose. But, you know, thinking about the amazing career that I was privileged enough to have, I also know that I want to give back everything that I've learned through this. And that's how Wisdom for Women, the series, was born. I want to just share some nuggets of wisdom of what I've learned through my career and journey with others. And it turns out that there are a lot of other women in business who want to do the same thing. And I'm so excited to interview them in this series. One of the greatest things about becoming an entrepreneur and owning my own global business is that I get to meet fascinating and amazing people all over the world, one of whom I get to interview for all of you today. And her name is Odile Faludi. I've known Odile for less than a year. However, very quickly, I could tell we were going to click. And we've had a lovely business friendship ever since, and we tend to support one another and tell it like it is. So I'm very excited to have her on today. Odile, thank you so much for coming on to share your nuggets of wisdom.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really, really excited.
Well, so I know that you are, quote, dialing in from Sydney, Australia. So correct. I would really love it if you introduced yourself to everybody watching and told us a little bit about your early career and your family, etc. So tell us who Odile is.
Okay, thank you. So I've been with my husband 33 years. I have 2 children. We've been married for 31, together for 33. Have 2 children, 27 and 23. And really, I was predominantly a stay-at-home mum. It was very important to me because Peter is a corporate lawyer, worked very long hours. It meant a lot to me that I was there for the kids when they were growing up. But I really wanted to retain my skills, and I really believe that women at home need to retain their skills. Whatever you choose to do, do something. Otherwise, when your kids grow up, you find that you're back to square one career-wise, and it's very, very hard. Yeah. So I decided that I wanted to do community service, and I was invited to be a board member of the largest Jewish sporting organisation in the world. And as a board member, they quickly gave me tasks, projects. And the first project was to raise $100,000 during the GFC for a kids' carnival, sports carnival. It was going to be Australia-wide.
Let's just say what the GFC was.
The global financial crisis.
Right. So not an easy time to raise money.
Well, not for a kids' sports carnival, when people were losing their job, queuing outside the bank, really scared about their future. Well, I did it. I raised $100,000. Then they asked me to organise a submission for one of the long-standing board, one of the members of the club to get an Order of Australia medal. And that's a very long process to get that award. Wow. I wrote the submission with some help. It was a team effort, and that wonderful woman was awarded with that incredible recognition. And I was just continually given projects, and I would tick them off the list. And it gave me the confidence to realise that I was quite capable, even though I had never gone to university, never had a really big career. I had capability. And I think that's the most important thing to discover is, what is your capability?
Fabulous. Oh my gosh. I love that so much about you and how you kept your belief in yourself, your faith in yourself and your abilities. When you had self-doubt during that period, how did you overcome it?
I think I'm really positive by nature, and I think positive mindset is the difference between a non-performer and a high performer. They have this incredible optimism about the world and what life can offer you if you just open yourself to opportunities. So I think it's just positivity.
God, that is so great. And so once your children, as I understand it, were a little bit older and in college or university, et cetera, is that when you decided to?
Yeah, so during the GFC, I made a call to someone, a CEO that I had done a little bit of work from at home. And I was very bold and brave. And I dropped him an email to start with. And I said, I want to re-enter the workforce. Do you have any job that you think would be suitable for me?
Wow.
And he said, well, there is something that might work for you. Could you come and meet me for a coffee? So we went and had a coffee. And he said to me, well, Odile, I want to get into the top 200 ASX listed. That means on the stock exchange, the top Australian listed companies. I want to get to meet as many CEOs, CFOs, CIOs that I can meet to talk about our business. Would you do the appointment setting? You won't know anyone, but I want you to knock on doors and get me as many appointments as you can. After a 20-minute coffee, I said, sure, I can do that. And I got the job.
Wow.
I opened 80 out of the 200 ASX companies at the CEO, CFO, CIO level, not knowing anyone. And he landed many deals, some were multi-million-dollar deals. Then part of my key performance indicators, you have to do that when you're in the
your KPIs.
World. He asked me, he said, Odile, what you do is quite unique. I want you to write a workshop program, a course outline, and if you make money off it, you'll get a pay rise. So I wrote a course in how to cold call, but I don't call it cold calling. I call it starting customer conversations.
I love it.
And I cold called people to get them into a cold calling workshop. It was the ultimate revenge. Within 6 months, I sold out 18 workshops. And in those 2 days that I didn't work for that CEO, I made more money than the 3 days that I did work for him. He turned around to me, and not only did he give me a pay rise, he said to me, you now have a business. You should go and do it. So 5 years ago, I started on my own being a coach. I've gone from strength to strength. I've just come back from Perth. I travel all around Australia and abroad, training corporates on how to pick up the phone and have more effective conversations. And that's what I do. That's my day job.
That's your day job. So I want to get to that. Now I want you to put that camera up a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, stop, perfect. So even lower it a teensy. Sorry, lower it. Yeah, perfect. Okay, before I want to get to those nuggets of wisdom, I let that cat out of the bag though and ask you a couple of how-tos. I know you've added yet another business onto that coaching one, which is obviously lucrative, obviously fills you up from a passion perspective. What made you add a skincare business as well? It's not like your plate wasn't full.
No, my plate was very full. My father-in-law had just had a stroke. There was a lot going on. And I kept getting approached by the US saying, come and join this opportunity. And I have to be honest, Liz, I said no 3 times. And then I met one of the top performers in the United States.
In our country, one of the top.
A multi-millionaire.
Yeah, Marianne Benedetti. Mm-hmm.
Marianne Benedetti. And within 5 minutes, I got it. And then that old saying came back to me. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. I just got it. And within 5 minutes, I knew I wanted to do it. And I haven't looked back. Is it easy? No. Is it hard work? Yes. Is it rewarding? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Does it excite me? Yes. Do I make money? Yes. So it ticks a lot of the boxes where I just say yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. And where do you find the synergies between your corporate coaching and your mentoring and coaching your team? Are there a lot of synergies?
I have learned so much from working in Rodan and Fields that a lot of those same principles I put back into my sales business. Now, my sales coaching business is 66% up on last year.
Wow.
I think that's pretty exciting.
Pretty amazing, yes.
And I attribute that to using a lot of the newly found skill set through network marketing and lifestyle networking and putting that back into my day job. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a win-win. And the more you learn, the more you earn.
Now, you told, that's very true, and you told me when we were chatting at one point that you're actually a very sensitive person, and so you had to toughen up and learn not to take things personally in both of these businesses, really. Well, let's just say, when you go into business, geez, making that first outreach when you wanted to get back into the corporate world couldn't have been easy. So how have you learned to toughen up? Do you have any nuggets of wisdom in that arena?
Yeah, I do actually. I can give 2 really important pieces of advice. First of all, don't be so attached personally to the outcome of every conversation.
Good advice.
We are way too personally attached. And when someone says no, it's normally a matter of timing. It's not no forever. It's just no thanks now. A lot of people who said no to me have come back 6 months later and said, oh, I wouldn't mind trying that foundation now, or I wouldn't mind trying that. I've used all my other products. I'm now ready. Or I had a lot going on before. Now let's catch that coffee. I'm open to a conversation. Yeah. And I think that's really important. So everything in life is timing.
Yeah.
The second thing is, if you have a robust sales pipeline, and what I mean by that is you are continually talking to people about your business and you have a lot of leads. That's what we talk about in sales. If 1 says no, 3 says no, not now, you don't fall apart because you've got another 20 people you're talking to.
Yeah.
What I notice is the people that are devastated with the no's, they were basically banking their whole entire business success on a few people. Never put your eggs in all one basket. That
is a really good point. I found that too. I've been in the skincare business, this part of network marketing that you and I are in together, longer than you have. And I found that several years ago that the more I had going, the more momentum that was going, the less I would take the no's personally, because you're right, you're just on to the next person. And it's not like we're throwing body bags over our shoulders. It's the timing right, Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's also another point with conversation. It's energy versus time. So have you ever had, Liz, a conversation with someone for 5 minutes? 5 minutes, no more. And it absolutely blew you away. It empowered you. You felt really good about yourself. You were excited.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, have you ever had a conversation with someone for 60 minutes and they drain the living daylights out of you?
Yes, unfortunately.
So to be a really good communicator, it's not about length. It's about energy.
Oh, love it. Love it.
It's what you give to that, what you can give to that person. So there's a little recipe I'd love to share with you. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So there's 4 things that you must tick as you have a conversation.
Okay.
And you do it all the time. So the first thing is you need to smile. When you smile, 2 things happen. When you grin, you actually send to your nervous system, to your mind, that you're happy. When you're happy, you perform much better. When you smile, you make the other person feel really good about themselves because they're saying to themselves, oh, I'm making this person happy.
Yeah.
So you're making them feel good about themselves. And happiness is an attractor. It draws people closer to you. The second thing, and women are great at this, learn to give a genuine compliment. You know, the simplest thing can be a game changer. Someone could be feeling, I've gotten into the lift and there's a woman and she's beautifully dressed, immaculate. And I've said, really from the heart, you look beautiful. And she's turned to me and said, you've just made my day.
Yeah.
I was feeling so down and you've just made my day. It's really simple.
Totally agree. Make your day mindset. Make their day mindset.
The third thing is there's 4 little tips.
Yeah.
The third thing is when someone gives you a couple minutes of their time, thank them. You lose $1, you can always make $1 back. It's no big deal. You lose a few minutes of your life, you'll never get them back. So when someone gives you their time, you say, thank you. And finally, always have a really clear reason why you'd like to chat further with the person. So clarity in conversation is everything. Get to the point.
Ah, I like it. Those are amazing. I feel like we just, got a view into the quality and the actual actionable steps that one might get out of a workshop with you. This is fabulous. Thank you.
I'm going online next year. You'll be able to buy
Virtual.
my modules online.
Fabulous.
And do it from the comfort of your office desk at home or on your lounge or in your bed, and really just learn how to start these conversations.
Oh my God, that's going to be a sellout. That's awesome. It'll be your third multi-figure business.
I'm very much into income streams.
Excellent.
Warren Buffett says you've got to have 7.
7. There you go. Okay. We're ticking them off. You've been awesome. I want to be careful with your time and our viewers' time. I have one additional sort of area I want to probe, and that is something really interesting to me. Network marketing has so many different avenues. It's such a flexible model. That's why I love it. You can do it in any way you really want to. And I know that you had told me previously that when you first looked at it, you'd never really understood it or thought about it before. And you were talking to some friends, maybe family, and they were telling you that this model is an easy way to lose friends, depending on how you act upon it. And so you decided that you weren't going to market necessarily to friends and family, but rather lifestyle marketing. Tell us a little bit about that and how it's worked for you.
So Liz, I have 75 people in my network, and I have 21 directs, if anyone who's in network marketing understands that. And most of these people I didn't know before. And I was very intentional in my attention. And I didn't want to be uncomfortable because I am very oversensitive. I didn't want to be made to feel uncomfortable by talking to friends and be the person that would stop getting invitations to dinner parties because I was one of them. I consider myself to be a very serious business owner. And so therefore, I wanted to attract other people who saw what I saw. And I certainly didn't want to have to be flogging it or convincing it to my friends.
Yeah.
So I have had my greatest success through a couple of ways of doing it. One is LinkedIn. I have a very large network on LinkedIn. I have over 10,000 followers. Wow. And therefore I have a community I can speak to. But the most powerful way, and I think anybody can do this, lifestyle networking. So even last night, I was coming back from Perth. I'd done corporate training all day there. I spent 3.5 hours with a gentleman next to me who's an entrepreneur, startup company, 32, very, very dynamic. And we talked about both our businesses. And by the end, he said to me, I'd like to buy some products for my mother, my sister, my girlfriend. Could you send me an email? I will definitely buy. And through lifestyle networking, you are continually meeting people daily. I get into my Uber in the morning. I talk to my Uber driver. I ask, do you like what you're doing? Does it pay you enough? Are you looking for something else? Is there anyone else you know who would like more? It's about wanting more out of your life. That's what you're offering. A vehicle for more. More fun, more purpose, more relationships, more money.
Yeah.
So really, through the people you meet, through the daily course of your business, all you're doing is having a conversation. And remember, energy versus time.
Yeah.
It only has to be a few minutes. And you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So when they get it, they only need a few minutes.
There you go.
They don't need 60 minutes. I got it in under 5 minutes.
Yeah. This has been incredible. I mean, you've given us so much to think about, and I'm so appreciative. High energy, short amount of time, lots of info. Perfect. Odile, you're going to the top, and luckily in this business, you take everybody with you when you do that.
Good.
So thank you again.
It is about the team. Absolutely. Love my team.
So appreciate your sharing your wisdom, and I can't wait to meet you in person. But until then, let's stick together as virtual business buddies. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks again.
And thanks, Liz, for this opportunity. It was really nice. I was very, very touched.